What's up guys, it is Grizz, and today for our video I wanted to talk about me being 1 year on hormones, and Wiles is still recuperating and recovering from their chest injury and can't really breathe super well, so I decided to maybe try something a little different for today's video. I started on hormones last June of 2019, so I've been on hormones for a little over a year now, and I just wanted to talk about that. All of my favorite parts of being on T, because there's a lot. Number one, definitely my voice change. It's really nice to have a deeper voice and all of that kind of stuff. I really like to sing now. I feel like this whole journey with While Happy really wouldn't have really been able to start if I didn't feel all this kind of surge of confidence with like singing and singing in the car and making music and just enjoying to sing. Like, I used to play music before I was on T, and I played for years, and I always didn't really like to sing that much. I just didn't really feel like I was very good at it, and I just always felt just kind of down about it. But lately, since I've been on T, it's just been so much fun, like relearning how to sing, and it's just been really great. Another thing is all of the body hair. For some people that's not a favorite, but for me, it's definitely something I was really looking forward to, and I was eager to see if I was going to be like hairy at all. And I've only been on T for a year, and I think I'm pretty hairy. I have hair on my tummy and my back and on my butt. Everywhere. My legs are super hairy, my face is starting to get hairy, and it's great, and I feel very blessed, and I'm really to have access to hormones now, and I'm really appreciative of my journey for making it this far, and I can't wait to see what the next year on T is going to be like. But yeah. Oh, and there's one more favorite thing. Being on T, I don't know if this is just me being older or also just being on T, but I feel a lot more in tune with myself, since now that I'm on T, I'm always trying to be super aware of just like passing as male and the privilege with that, and how that changes social situations, and I'm also always in tune with my emotions. But since I've been on T, I've kind of had to be more in tune with my emotions, since I'm on this hormone, and it definitely makes me sometimes feel differently. So I have to be more in tune with myself, and that has made me have a better relationship with just like talking to myself through things, and also just confidence, trying new things. Like, I used to hate chocolate growing up. Like, I didn't like chocolate ice cream. I was just very picky with chocolate, and now since I've been on T, I have like this weird new sweet tooth. It's not like like all I want to do is eat sweets, but like now I like want to try things with chocolate in them, and I like enjoy that kind of stuff. And it's the same thing with like other stuff like music. I feel so open right now with all the music that I listen to. Pre-T, I would never listen to half the music that I listen to now, and it's just been really an eye-opening experience. And yeah, I just wanted to include that too, because I feel like not a lot of people really talk about that side of T, how I feel like it kind of has like opened me up in a way. But yeah. Now I wanted to talk about some things that people don't really talk about with T. A lot of people say that you get super angry, or your emotions are all over the place, and actually I kind of felt like it was the other way around. Like, I feel a lot more in control of my emotions on T since off T, since I'm always trying to be constantly aware of if I do get angry, why I got angry, and usually if it's a dumb reason, instead of me saying something how I normally would, I am able to access it easier inside myself, and talk myself through it and whatnot. And because of that, I feel like that's kind of made me a lot more open of a person. Auntie, I feel like, just more open to change and things, you know, the ebb and flow of life and stuff. And I'm a lot more expressive, I feel, of my emotions on tea versus off tea. And I'm also, so like with anger, I feel anger differently. It's definitely a little bit more intensely, but I'm in better control of it, if that makes sense. However, before I was on tea, I've had, you know, severe depression and anxiety before being on tea. And since being on tea, the way that I feel when I am feeling anxious or if I'm feeling depressed, it just feels different. The anxiety feels a little bit more intense, and the depression just feels a little bit more like burrowed down deep inside, which took me a little while to get used to with being on hormones because no one really talks about that. And I don't really know if this is just me being on tea or just because I'm more comfortable now or just my confidence is growing, but things feel different, like to like touch. And when your voice is changing on tea, you kind of have to relearn how to talk since, you know, especially if you're quiet and you go through, you know, a lot of days without really saying a lot. Sometimes the tone that'll come out of your mouth, maybe you didn't really plan on it coming out or stuff like that. And I feel like because of that, you kind of have to relearn how to speak in a way, which was a little bit, that part for me being on tea was a little bit of a challenge just because I have a little bit of a stutter when I get nervous and stuff. And for me not to really know like how I was going to sound when I talked, it just kind of made me extra anxious for the months of like 4 months of being on tea to like 7, I would say. So that was really when I was really able to notice that my voice was dropping. It started at 3 months, but I could really notice like a definite difference at 4. But yeah. And for this video, I wasn't going to include any like comparison pics or any comparison videos just because I think that whole culture with the trans community is incredibly toxic, and it gets the viewer, especially if they're trans, to get in the headspace of why don't I look like that, or why doesn't my voice sound like that. And I think there's enough trans videos that are comparison videos. I wanted to be a little bit more intimate with you guys and talk a little bit more like further about like what exactly this hormone process is like. Another thing that I noticed when I was since I've been on hormones is that pre-T I had ADHD, but since I've been on T, my symptoms and like everything with that has just been intensified. Like my attention span is horrible. And from the months of like 4 months of being on T up until like now, I still go through days throughout the week that I'll notice that my brain feels just kind of fuzzy, like I'll just feel kind of like out of it a little bit. It's been less now, but definitely taken some time to get used to that. Yeah, but I do my shot every Saturday. It used to be on Friday, but I decided to do it on a day that I could really take care of myself better than doing it on like during the week when I have work. So I do it now on a day that I'm off, which is Saturday, and I just try to do it usually around the same time if I can, because I notice that when I do all my shots around the same time, it'll just be like my hormone levels, I'll just be feeling better like emotionally throughout the week and stuff. But my ritual is I'll do my shot in my bathroom, and I'll usually play some music that I really like, and that usually calms me down enough to do my shot. But I do definitely experience shot anxiety, and you would think that it would get easier each shot of having to do that every week, but honestly it's just gotten more excruciating. It can be a challenge sometimes to overcome that shot anxiety and do it anyways. But yeah, overall being on hormones has been great. Yeah, I mean, there's not that many like bad things I would say about it. It just depends on, you know, the person. Everyone is different, and literally every trans person is different, and their dysphoria is different, so it's hard to base, you know, all of your knowledge on like how something's gonna affect you just on watching someone else's experiences with it. But all the changes I've liked. I feel more like myself than ever. Before, a lot of that stuff that they say about tea, I kind of feel like isn't really true. Like they say acne, your acne's gonna get really, really bad. And yes, I have acne on tea, but also before tea I had really bad acne, and my acne since being on tea is actually a lot better than how it used to be, I feel. But yeah, I've been on tea for a year and 3 months, and I can't wait to see what the next changes are for next year, and I just wanted to make this video to document a little bit about about document my journey of last year and kind of sum it up in words, and hopefully you guys can enjoy it. And if you have any questions about the process, just feel free to comment below, share, subscribe, and we'll see you all guys next week.